Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Around the Sound Sports. My name is Ben Ray, your local sports reporter here in Federal Way, Kent, Auburn, and Renton, bringing you another episode of Around the Sound Sports, episode 3. Just 3 events I attended this week. It should be a shorter episode, but next week I'll be sure to make it the full 5 days, extended form. That's what we want on this podcast, especially on the YouTube version. Remember to like and subscribe on YouTube, share the podcast, follow us on Instagram at Around the Sound Sports. We'll be posting clips from today's episode on our Instagram, and subscribe on our websites at thefederalwaymirror.com, at Auburn, Kent, and Renton Reporter.com. We are, as local journalists, we thrive on our subscribers, and they're the lifeblood, as we like to say, of local journalism. So please support us. I believe a online subscription is $23 for a year, and you get full access to all of our digital content and a physical paper delivered to your address if you live in the designated delivery areas. With that being said, we'll start off on Monday, where Decatur defeated TJ 10-1 on the baseball diamond for Decatur's 7th win this year. They're 7-0, and for Thomas Jefferson, their record fell to 3-4, but they bounced back with a win against Auburn later in the week, and their record is now 4-4. Decatur had 9 hits in the 9-run win, but only one of them was an extra base hit. 8 singles were the cause of death for Thomas Jefferson in Game 1 of the 2-game series. Juan Leal's double in the 3rd inning was the only extra base hit for Decatur, but the free bases were the determining factor for Decatur to get the win. Thomas Jefferson pitchers walked 10 total Decatur Gators and hit 3 of them, so 13 free passes for Decatur against a team that can smack the ball around the yard a little bit. That makes it really tough to win if you are Thomas Jefferson. Tyler Bull was excellent again on the bump in Game 1 of this series. He went 5 innings, gave up 2 hits, no runs, 5 strikeouts. There were only 2 hits in this game for Thomas Jefferson. Kingston Edwards had a single, and Jesus Renteria-Guillen had the other Raider base knock. But just not enough offense for Thomas Jefferson. They did end up getting 1 run in the final frame in the bottom of the 7th. But Decatur had a constant presence on offense. They scored 1 in the 1st, 2 in the 2nd, 4 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th, and 4 in the 7th inning. Decatur is now 7-0. Like I said earlier, they take on 8-0 Peninsula on April 10th, which should be a really good game. It's kind of a measuring stick for Decatur to see how well they will fare with teams on the state level. So that should be a really enticing game for Decatur. Thomas Jefferson, they did beat Auburn last week 8-1, following the two-game losing streak to Decatur. But they are paired up with Kent Lake, another tough opponent, especially whenever Christopher Moore takes the bump for Kent Lake. So TJ has their work cut out for them in their next series. And now we'll head to the soccer pitch and stay with Decatur, as well as the Gators defeated Todd Beamer 3-1 to get back on the winning side of things following the Decatur Gators 2-1 defeat to Auburn Riverside. And Decatur needed this win. They wanted to bounce back after that loss to Auburn Mountain View. And here's head coach Dom DeSmuke following the 3-1 victory over Todd Beamer.
It was good to see the group respond with the win after the last loss, but I told these guys at the beginning of, once we lost Mountain View, I told these guys that we have to make sure that we're ready to go to make a statement after the last game and make a move with the win.
Decatur got an early goal in the 14th minute from Diego Martinez-Rios. A mix-up on the back end for Todd Beamer gave Martinez-Rios probably one of the easiest goals he's had. He was wide open around the 18-yard box and just scored a pretty uncontested goal for Decatur. And that 1-0 lead would last up until halftime, as Decatur controlled the game. They controlled most of the chances, and it wasn't until Decatur mix-up of their own in the second half that led to Todd Beamer's one and only goal, as Jesus Urdanda Veliz scored Todd Beamer's first goal. A really wonderful strike beyond the 18-yard box. Had a nice left-handed curl to it, found the back of the net, And Todd Beamer, they're searching and finding themselves, and it seemed like this game was destined for a draw. It was 1-1 till late in the second half. But Ilyas Veselov was red carded, picked up a second yellow, and was sent off. That really hamstrung Todd Beamer's defensive capabilities. He's their center back. He's their captain. And Decatur took advantage. And just 4 minutes after he was sent off, Shukri Shukarev, one of the better players in the league, one of Decatur's best player, scored his first goal in 4 years. And here he is talking about scoring that first goal.
It's amazing, I got the goal. First goal in like 4 years.
First goal in 4 years?
Yeah. I don't really score much, but it was amazing, Hit the sweet celebration.
Yeah.
Shukarev's goal would have been enough. Todd Beamer couldn't quite find any offensive rhythm late in that second half, especially when they were down to 10 men. Decatur added an extra goal in stoppage time, and Shukarev is the captain of Decatur and has just proven time and time again he's one of the best players in the league. And here's Dismuke talking about the junior.
Even last year, I felt like he was the best center back in the league. No doubt, will continue putting in the work, and he will reach major heights in this game because he is, I would say, he's one of the best center backs the best center back that I've actually ever coached, but one of the best center backs that I've seen at the youth level. So.
The 3 goals were just Decatur's second time scoring 3 goals in a game this season. They scored 3 in their first game against Thomas Jefferson. And here's Dismuke talking about wanting to see his side put more balls in the back of the net.
I told the guys at halftime, this is the best game that we've had in terms of us keeping the ball, passing and moving. That's what I want from my team. I don't just want to play boot ball. I don't want to play boot ball. So I'm hoping now, moving forward, that we can start adding more goals on the board.
Decatur continued its winning ways later in the week, beating White River 2-0 on April 3rd, and Todd Beamer didn't play the rest of the week. They take on White River on April 8th. Decatur will play TJ on April 6th. Todd Beamer has now lost 6 games in a row. The Titans kind of treading water, trying to find their legs, and points would have been huge against Decatur, but the 2 late goals sealed their fate, and the Titans will continue to try to find some rhythm under first-year head coach Dennis Kozarezev. We'll stay on the soccer pitch, but we'll move up to 4A in the NPSL, where Auburn defeated Kentwood 1-0 in a physical game. It was back and forth. Auburn controlled most of the chances. They hit the post twice in the first half. They had a penalty kick, just couldn't find the back of the net. But in the second half, they were on the receiving end of a fortuitous bounce off the goalkeeper's off the Kentwood goalkeeper's left shoulder, and Alan Maldonado had the game-winning goal for Auburn. And here is third-year head coach Skylar Rohr of Auburn after the win.
The message is, hey, we created the chances, we just got to capitalize, right? We have to punish, we have to make sure that we're secure on the one that we get and put it away. I don't even know if we did that, though. I think their goalkeeper might have been the one that put that one away. But, it doesn't matter how they go in as long as it goes in.
Auburn really could have scored 5 goals in this game. They maybe could have scored 6 goals. They controlled the ball. They didn't let Kentwood really have any possession or easy possession. And Auburn, they came off a draw against Kent Ridge. They wanted to get back in the win column and pick up 3 points. And the 3 points are big in the 4A NPSL, as the top is really good in that league. Stadium, I don't think has lost this year. Tahoma's really good. And for Auburn, they're trying to build something. And here's Rohr just talking about how important 3 points are at this point in this season.
Really good. Nice to get back on kind of winning track. I think we kind of lost a bit after the Mount Rainier game, but it was a scrappy one, but got through it and got 3 points and can't complain too much other than that.
Last year was a tough year for Auburn. They started out winning 2 games, but then went on to lose 12 of their last 15 games a year ago. They won 1 of those 15 games, but it was just a tough way to go through a season, losing 12 of your last 15 games. Here is Captain Kiahi Ahuna, just talking about the mental toll that took on this group last year, and how they're kind of able to find some consistency and some hope heading into the rest of this season.
I think it's mainly we're just like a family. It's like we only lost 3 seniors last year, so it's mainly the same group. So I think it's just us. We practice over the summer too. Just us coming together like a family.
In terms of Kentwood, this is one of the tougher years for head coach Scott Gibb. One of his best players, Ethan Nonthevith, is out on international duty playing for the under-17 Filipino national team as he prepares to play in the under-17 World Cup. He's got a young, inexperienced group, not a ton of varsity experience for Gibb, but he does have his only goal scorer this year is also playing goalie. Malik McIntyre was sensational against Auburn, allowing just one goal. He saved a pen. He made great saves all night. He was decisive. He made the right decisions when he needed to. And here's head coach Scott Gibb of Kentwood talking about his goalkeeper.
Even though he's technically the backup goalkeeper, Nicholas Hernandez is our full-time. I mean, I have no question or any qualms about putting him or Hernandez in. Malik is a senior thoroughbred. He gets on the field. He scored our first or only goal this year against Emerald Ridge, and then you see this kind of stuff. Yeah, I mean that's highlights. Yeah, constant.
And that'll do it for this episode of Around the Sound Sports. Short one, I know, but next week I'll be sure to have a full slate of high school action. We'll hit all the sports. We'll hit all the avenues to have an action-packed pod next week. With that being said, please remember to subscribe here on YouTube. Remember to follow us on Around the Sound Pod on Instagram, and be sure to subscribe to our websites. We really appreciate subscriber support. We love being involved in the community. We love having when the community has our back, we have their back. And be sure to at federalwaymirror.com, auburn-reporter.com, Kent Reporter, and Renton Reporter for your local coverage. $23 a year subscription gets you full access to our digital library and a printed copy delivered to your house, among other things that come with your subscription. Thank you, everybody, for listening, and I'll see you around the sound.